You're watching the Sporting Time Show with host Doug Thompson. Sponsored by Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Good evening and welcome to the Sporting Time Show. I am Doug Thompson. Woo! High school football is now over. Basketball has started, and it is going to be an unbelievable show we have tonight. We have a great guest, fresh off of the 5A state championship, and also my co-host. He is a return co-host, and he is also a radio host down at the FKN in Franklin, and also a sports reporter as well, a friend of mine, Brian Davis. What's going on, Brian?
What's going on?
I was right about everything I just said.
Yes, and now add play-by-play commentator for sports as well too now.
Oh, wait a second.
Yes.
Hot off the news, you are play-by-play.
Yes.
So you became the play-by-play guy for Franklin Simpson.
Another job to the resume to add now.
So are you giving up the announcing?
The PA announcing?
The PA?
Yes, unfortunately.
And you're going to play-by-play.
Yes.
That is very dangerous because you like to riff a little bit. So you're going to have to, pump the brake. Are you going to be fair for both teams, or are you going to be slanted towards Franklin Simpson?
Well, I'm gonna be fair, but the main thing is, if you know your pop culture references, get ready because I will drop a lot of them during the broadcast.
Yes, you will. And, you could tie that into maybe some prizes if people can email you and identify what you're talking about. As far as
If you want to.
Pop culture goes.
If you want to, that's fine.
So before we get into all the football, I just want to ask you really quickly, you just had a big guest on your radio show.
Well, it was back in June when she came on. Elle
Really?
Smith.
June?
It was June, yes, because that's when she just became Miss Kentucky USA.
Oh, okay.
So we had her out back in June, and then back a couple weeks ago in Tulsa, she won the Miss USA.
Wow.
So Elle Smith, who works for WHAS out of Louisville, is now your Miss USA, representing the state of Kentucky. And now she's gone to Miss Universe, which is over in Egypt, and that's going to come in December. And so we're going to have her back on, hopefully, over the summer once that gets done to
That's amazing.
catch up and reflect on that. So it'll be a lot of fun.
So how can people listen to your show that aren't in Franklin? Do you have like a stream going?
FranklinFavorite.com is the website.
Okay.
All you do is go to the blue toolbar, the far right, click on WFKN,
Yeah.
then click on tab that says WFKN News, and then press the play button.
Wow.
Simple.
Very good. And it's very entertaining. I've listened to it. I've been on the show once, by the way.
You're so busy.
And I was after the farm report, by the way.
You're so busy.
I had a great time. All right, let's talk a little football. Man, oh man, oh man. We had 4 teams in the quarterfinals that won region championships. We had South Warren and Russellville move on to the semifinals.
Logan County, too.
Logan County as well. But Boyle County was just too much. But let's talk about the championships for a second. South Warren wins their 3rd, by the way, Brandon Smith will be our guest today, 3rd state championship. Kevin Wallace, who we all know, even though he doesn't coach here anymore, really pulled, I'm going to say an upset, because everybody that I spoke to in Louisville that's in the sports arena really thought that they weren't going to win that game. But he wins. Jeff Garman in Glasgow has another great run. Mikey Benton ends up in the state championship game. Whew, so close to winning a state championship. But what a run they had. I mean, Brian, this place is just a melting pot for great coaches and athletes.
18 yards short, Russellville. Just 18 yards. They could have taken the lead late in the 4th quarter. I just feel bad. They were right there. Yeah. They were right there with Pikeville. I mean, man, I feel bad for them because they were all in. And the whole community was all in, too, as well.
Oh, it was amazing, yes.
As someone messaged me, and I'm like, it's his joke, but it's not mine, but he said Friday morning, last person in Logan County cut off the lights because it was over 3,000 people there. It was just massive for them, and they were all in. South Warren, yes, phenomenal football team. Defensively, Brandon Smith, he is genius. Yeah. Takes away the best thing you do, and And that's what he does, and he does it well.
That's a great way to describe him, and a huge win for Coach Wallace. We want to congratulate him.
The legend.
Everybody
The legend.
in this area was pulling for him to win that game. And as we get ready to bring on our special guest, Brandon Smith, we don't have enough time to really talk to him, but he'll be up next. We're going to take a short break. More of the Sporting Times right here on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Well, my guest today is fresh off of a 5A state football championship. And I tell you what, he has had great success. 3 football state championships in 8 seasons, a semifinal appearance, a quarterfinal appearance, and has always been in the football playoffs. And also, he has a 93-12 record over his career at South Warren High School. I'm very pleased to bring into the show Brandon Smith, the head football coach at South Warren High School. Coach, welcome to the show. I reeled off some stats I know you don't even know.
Yeah, well, first of all, I appreciate you having me. The studio looks awesome.
Isn't it beautiful?
First time being it. Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. But yeah, I wasn't aware. I was kind of listening to myself when you were rattling some of those off.
I know you do not keep track of your stats or any of that kind of stuff, but I was right, 8 seasons, correct?
Yes, just finished that.
Just finished your 8th season.
Yep.
But that is really amazing. Of course, you won it in 3A. I've got all the information here. Obviously 5A, 4A. But, we were talking before the show started, and, this was a different kind of team this year.
It was, it wasn't, an experience like we had a dominating team from January on. This team more earned it, the entire way, and, had to make some changes and adapt and do some of those things that, were a little bit harder, especially when you got a senior heavy team, that they don't really necessarily want to change at that age. But these guys did, and really makes it very gratifying in the end. To make all those kind of changes and then to get to experience what we got to experience, on Saturday.
So, has it set in that you've won your 3rd state championship? And I think this one was probably very special because your dad was coaching on the sidelines with you. But has it hit you? Did it hit you on the way back from Lexington?
Yeah, you kind of have moments here and there where it's kind of like a light bulb. It kind of hits you. We really just did that type thing. But you also, the bottom line is there's really so much stuff still to do. Over the next week or two. With taking up equipment, banquet, all that stuff. But it makes all that stuff much more enjoyable knowing that you finished the year with a championship.
And was it easier for you after winning a couple of state championships as far as coaching goes, as far as the expectations, knowing what you're going to be faced with as a coach? Or is it unique and different every time that you get to that final game?
It's different, kind of like we were talking before. Honestly, it almost feels better every time. And when I was a younger coach, I don't think I realized how hard it was to do. And the older I've gotten, the more I've realized how hard it is to do and how much goes into it, and all the people that contribute to it, and you got to have all these pieces here and there. So it gets more satisfying.
Your players. Some of the younger ones have obviously seen and been a part, but as a player, it's new to them. So do you tell them, hey guys, how do you approach that? Because they got to be so excited. A lot of times you can burn a lot of energy before you ever get to the football field with the excitement and the anxiousness of playing in the state championship game.
Yeah, our seniors got to experience the first one as freshmen. There was even, 1 or 2 of them that played in that game So they kind of understood. But yeah, that's a battle, they kind of want to play the game over in their mind, on Thursday and, Friday, and you just got to constantly remind them we're not playing the game yet. Don't try to do it, and kind of calm those nerves. That's a real challenge. But they did a good job with it. Like I said, when you've got a lot of guys that have got some experience, they kind of understand.
We got about 45 seconds left, and talk a little bit about the fan base at South Warren and them traveling to Lexington.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks they were unreal. We made two 2.5-hour trips, and then Frederick Douglass, that's their hometown there at Lexington, and I thought we had a better crowd. I thought our student section was better. Our band, you looked up, I thought we had more people. So I mean, that brings a lot of pride to me and to the boys. Amazing
fan base. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more with Brandon Smith right here on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Again, my guest today is Brandon Smith, the head football coach of South Warren High School football. Coach, it's really a pleasure to have you on. I know not to bother you during the season. Now, you were kind enough to come on. We did a Zoom interview, but my coach always used to say, preparation, 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 and then execution, execution, execution. I happened to, by mistake, thanks to Coach Decker, got to see some of the stuff that you go through in preparing for a game, which I will take to the grave with me. But talk a little bit about the preparation part of it and how important it is to really peel back the onion in that.
Yeah, I mean, we believe that, that's something that one of the best things we do. Our kids believe that, whether it's true or not, that's just a belief system of ours. And they really buy into it, and that's something that, from the mental side of it, that we kind of go to the extreme with, through the weekend and through the week with, meetings and scouting reports and, film and all those type things. And, you just try to have, all your T's crossed, I's dotted, those type of things to where, Friday you just feel confident. That's the really kind of the theory behind it. It's Friday that everybody's going out there and really confident what their job is and what they're doing. And if you're confident, then you can play fast, and that's kind of the method.
A lot of people have talked about you and your program and the way that you approach it, to a point that it's like a college program. It's very much like that. Do you agree with that? And how much of your experience at WKU and growing up in a football family do you think had a lot to do with the way that you coach today, as far as the preparation part of it?
Well, definitely. Your experiences playing. Obviously, I played for my dad, who's in my opinion, the greatest there is. And so still a lot of ideas from him, and then experiences playing in college. But we really got a great staff that come up with a lot of ideas. I just always tell them I want to be as progressive as possible. Anything new, you let me know. And those guys every year come in with new ideas or tweaks or ways to do it. So we really don't, do things the same every year. It's really constantly changing. And that's because of those guys and what they find and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, you do have an amazing staff. And going to one of your practices and watching, one of the things that I always take away is the fact that nobody stands around. No matter if they're on the second team, if they're freshmen or whatever they are, nobody stands around and watches the first team do their thing. Everybody is kind of in some sort of a circuit doing something. And to me, that is so good.
Yeah, and again, really, it's because of the staff. We kind of got the mindset of you're either getting better or you're getting worse. So they'll find. I don't even have to tell them; they do it on their own. They'll grab any extra time they can between water breaks or after practice, before practice, any way they can to try to get their group as good as they can possibly be.
One of the things is from season one to you're finishing your A season, I don't see any change in you. I mean, I don't see you yelling on the sideline. I never see any of that. You seem to be very much in control of, and you have a lot to be proud of, but you don't flaunt it. You just kind of coach and let things happen. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because I feel a little older. I used to demonstrate things all the time, and in the last couple of years, those demonstrations are starting to go away. It doesn't feel the same as it used to be. But
well, it doesn't get any better.
Right. But no, I mean, it's just you kind of don't really think about anything. You just kind of keep your nose to the grindstone and try to be as productive as you can be.
We got 45 seconds left. You just won your 3rd state football championship. I never see you walking around with those rings on. You're going to have a 3rd one now. A little ways to catch up to your dad, but what do you do with your rings? I mean, do you have a special place in the house that you put them? Is there like a velvet case or?
Yeah, I have a case, and we actually just had this conversation with the players of, the rings are cool and, the shirts and all that stuff, but, that moment after the game and who you're doing it with is what really makes it special, and that's the true joy in it. That's the part that I look forward to.
Well, what's awesome is that now your dad has a South Warren football championship ring and several Boyle County. Coach, thank you very much for joining me today. Appreciate your time. And that's going to do it for us. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Brian and I will close up shop right here on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Again, thank you, a big thank you to Brandon Smith, head coach of the South Warren Spartans. He is so fun to interview. We could do a lot more than just 2 segments.
He's very low key, but
isn't he?
He needs to sport the rings. Sport your rings,
won't.
sir.
He won't.
Sport the ring.
He doesn't. He puts them in like some sort of a cigar case or something at the house, and that's it. He's not like that.
If I was him, put it on a chain and just sport
I know
it.
you would,
Boom.
Brian.
There you go.
know
Boom.
you would. You'd be like this all over Franklin. But anyway, congratulations again. We're going to put a big bow on high school football. It was an amazing season, but it's time for basketball.
Hoops time. It is.
It is hoops time, and you and I, we kind of coordinated a little bit of this segment. And you gave me the 14th district. Thank you very much, Brian, for doing that. But we got 3 teams that right now in the 14th district, we're very early into the season, 4 games, 5 games, whatever. But Greenwood is undefeated. Bowling Green is undefeated. Warren Central is undefeated. Let's talk about Greenwood for 1 second. And I'm going to highlight Kade Stennit. This is a young man that was amazing last year. He was amazing the year before, averaging 25.7 points per game. Just amazing. Bowling Green 3-0. Turner Buttry, the senior guard, averaging 21.5 points per game. And then Warren Central 3-0. Chappelle Whitney averages, 18 points per game, somewhere around there. They only have 2 seniors. Warren East and South Warren, they will get their legs. South Warren now getting some of their seniors from football back very early on those 2 teams. But talk about those 3 teams, Bowling Green, Warren Central, Greenwood.
Well, first off, Bowling Green just defeated Muhlenberg County on the road. Big win. That's a huge win. Right there, that's an eye-opener right there.
Yeah.
I mean, because Muhlenberg County brought back everybody. So, again, you're Bowling Green, you got Buttry, and a cast of young athletic players around you, and you go to Muhlenberg County and beat by 13 points.
Yeah.
That's an eye-opener.
Yeah.
That's to be like, look out. DG, I mean, you better watch out for him. Bowling Green. Only 2 go to the region. Only 2 teams go to the region.
But it's like deja vu around here. It's like every year we go through this, right? It doesn't matter what people say before basketball season starts, like, well, this team is going to dominate. Folks, it doesn't matter until we get to the region tournament.
Well, districts. That's going to eliminate one of them.
Yeah.
So it's important of those 3 teams, one of them better be the 1 seed.
Yeah. Listen, I also want to mention real quick, Isaiah Andrews from Warren East averaging 26.7 points per game. And Ty Price, the super freshman from South Warren, 19 points per game. We got talent in basketball around here, amazingly. 13th district. Give us a quick overview.
Russellville will have all those seniors who played football back to play basketball this season. So you're looking at 11 seniors, so they're all in on that with Carlos Quarles. So that's going to be fast-paced basketball. Franklin Simpson, Andreas Miller returns as well too. So they're going to be in the mix too as well. And then you want to flip to the girls' side too as well?
Yeah, let's do it.
Franklin Simpson, wow. Ashley Taylor, head coach. She's got 5 returning players from last season, but then an incoming class of 8 freshmen, and they can flat out play.
Really?
They can flat out play. They play fast tempo, in your face, full court pressure defense. That team is loaded. She plays 14, 15 players a night. That team is loaded, the deepest team in all the region.
So
look out.
So that's kind of a news right there, because right now Bowling Green, the girls, they're 1-1. Early in the season, they played a team, I believe, from Indiana, lost that game.
Right.
But they won the 4th region championship. They're bringing back everybody except one senior. Last year they went 19-11. Of course, Barron County, they're 4-0. Barron County always in the mix.
Yep.
But now, you know how strong Bowling Green is going to be. The Lady Purples are going to be just really, really good. So you think Franklin can contend?
It's Bowling Green, and then I would say the contenders will be Barron County, Greenwood, and Franklin. Those are probably your top 3 contenders that could possibly, maybe the possibility of knocking off Bowling Green from not repeating as region champs.
Yeah. It's going to be very exciting, Brian. We got about 35 seconds left. How do you feel about doing play-by-play? It is a different animal.
It's fun. I'm losing my voice, but it's a lot of fun. And so far, so good. It's been fun so far.
Yeah. Well, listen in on Franklin Simpson now. I did not know that he was the voice of Franklin Simpson Wildcats. You are.
The hype man, not the voice.
Man.
The hype man, not the voice.
But anyway, thank you again for coming in. And by the way, you can watch a lot of basketball on stfanclub.com. You can watch it on Facebook Live or any of our 2 apps on Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Check it out. It is free, and we've got great broadcasters as well. Thank you very much, Brian. For Doug Thompson, Brandon Smith, have a great week. We'll see you back here next week, same time, same place. Good night.